Hey you guys, so today I'm going to be talking about the Coastal Scents Revealed 2 palette. I'm going to be doing swatches and a review, and then I'm going to show you how to do this look that I created with it. So if you guys want to see all of that good stuff, then let's just get into it. I'm going to start out by showing you guys this palette, what it looks like, and telling you about it a little bit. It comes in this cardboard kind of box, which is cool. I don't mind that. And it's really slim, which is nice. You can just fit it anywhere. It's a really nice palette to take if you're traveling, if you just want to like shove this in your purse or something like that. It is pretty sturdy for being made out of cardboard. And I like that you can bend the cover back and just kind of hold it like that. It's pretty nice. I don't know why I like that so much, but I thought it was really cool. There's no mirror, which is fine. Doesn't really bother me that much. It would be cool if there was, but I'm sure it would be more expensive if there was. This was $20, but I got it for $10 on Black Friday. It was 50% off. It comes with 20 eyeshadows. 8 of them are matte and 12 of them are shimmer, which is all right. I usually like half and half, like half matte, half shimmer, so that's pretty close enough. So I'm going to start out with this shade right here, and this is just kind of the only shade in this palette that would work in my crease for my skin tone, just kind of as a nice transition shade in the crease. So I'm taking that on a fluffy Sonia Kashuk blending brush. Just going to grab that on there, dust off the excess, and then place this right in my crease. And it's just kind of a nice, almost like kind of pinky mauve color. However you say that, still don't know. Someone please enlighten me. I'm going to take this shimmery color right here. It's kind of a pinky, almost coppery shimmer. And I'm just going to take that on a flat brush and put that all over my lid. Some of these eyeshadows are definitely chalkier than the rest, so that means that you're going to get some fallout. Now I'm going to go in with this, oh god, can you guys hear that outside? Why? This happens every time. Okay, so I'm going to go raid my fridge for food until this guy decides to stop doing his job. What a jerk. I just chugged a smoothie and now I'm really cold, so I'm going to be wearing this blanket. Don't judge me. Now I'm going in with this matte deep pink purpley shade, and I'm going to be placing this on the outer portion of my crease. I'm just taking this smaller blending brush that I got from Shany Cosmetics. Just going to tap off the excess and place this and really just focus it in this outer half of my crease. And I really love this color. This is probably my favorite out of the whole palette. I'm just placing this right here and bringing it down to my lash line, so I'm kind of just placing it in that V shape of the outer corner. I'm going to slightly blend it in as well onto my lid, just very slightly kind of blend it in with that shimmer that we just put on. Blend this in a little bit further into my crease, but not all the way. So I'm going to go back in one more time with that shade that we put in the crease, and I'm just going to take this on a MAC 217. I'm just going to barely blend this over the top of this pink shade right here, just because it's starting to feel kind of like Malibu Barbie with this pink going on, and I want to just tone it down a little bit. I'm going to go in with this second shade in right here. It's just kind of a nude, slightly pink shade, and just go over the top of that crease up to my brow bone. This is just going to kind of help blend everything out and diffuse some of that pink. I'm going to go in with this brown matte shade down here, and I'm just going to take this on a little brush. I'm just going to place this more concentrated in that outer V. Also going to drag this down a little bit underneath my lower lash line and just connect it. Probably the outer like fourth of that lower lash line, not too far. Look at all that fallout from that eyeshadow. It's nuts. That's what I'm talking about. Like, some of these eyeshadows just have a crazy amount of fallout. I'm just going to keep continuing those colors underneath my lower lash line that I used above on my lid. So I'm taking that same deep pink color and continuing this from where I ended that brown, just kind of going over it and then ending it about in the middle of my eye. Then I'm going to take the crease shade, continue that a little bit further, and last but not least I'm taking that shimmery color that we placed on the lid and just bringing it up to my inner corner. I'm taking that same matte, pale, nudie pink shade that we used on the brow bone and to blend out the crease. And I'm just going to place this in my inner corners. How long have I had eyeshadow right here? Making it look like I have a mustache. Now I'm just going to take some liquid liner. This is by L'Oreal. I'm just going to do a wing. So I'm going to be wearing these red cherry lashes, number 43s today. And this is the finished look. So this is the first shade in the palette, that kind of matte yellow tone shade for a highlight. This is the second shade in the palette, which is also a highlight, but it's kind of a matte pink. Here's the third shade. It's kind of a shimmery apricot type shade. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think any of these colors have names. This is the fourth color. I'm not a fan of this one because it is so like chalky, if you guys can tell. When I just dip my finger in the pan, it like gets all chunky and weird. I'll try to zoom in on it. This is what it looks like swatched on my finger, and then when I try to swatch it out, it just gets all clumpy and weird. It doesn't blend very well, so I'm not a fan of that one. This is that next shade in the palette. It's a little bit chalky like that one, but not quite as bad. It's just a slightly darker pink shimmer. Now this one is one of my favorites in the palette just because it's a matte, and I love the mattes in this palette. It is slightly taupey or mauve-y, if you will, and it's just a nice color to put in the crease. This one is a nice gold shimmer. It's the only gold in the palette. There are some other shimmers that have like gold and pink undertones, but this is definitely the only one that's primarily gold. It's not super pigmented based on what it looks like in the actual palette, but it is still a nice color. This next one is another shimmer. It's a slightly darker pink shimmer than the ones that I listed up there. This one is pretty chalky as well, but it is a really nice color. It's kind of a more brown toned, kind of copper pink shimmer. And then this is the last one on the upper row, and it's kind of pretty much really similar to that one that I just did, but a little bit lighter. This is probably the most awkward way that I could possibly hold this, but I'm trying to figure it out. Alright, so these are all the swatches next to that top row. Now I'm going to move on to that second row. This first one is a matte, and it's kind of a darker taupe than that previous matte that I talked about. This third one is kind of a dark brown with a little bit of a purple tone. As you can see, some of these are pretty hard to swatch. Some of them are okay, but some of them just need a little bit extra kind of to work it in there and kind of build up the opacity. This is the fourth one of the second row. The shimmers definitely get darker in the second row, and there are a lot of shimmers. And I found that most of the shimmers look pretty similar as well, so there's that to think about. Another shimmer. This is pretty cool. It's kind of got gray specks in it, so in some light it looks a little bit silver. This one right here is my favorite shade in the palette because I don't have any eyeshadows like this, and it's just a pretty magenta almost. It's a pink purple shade and it's matte, so I really like wearing this in my crease or on my lid. It's just a really beautiful color. This next one is a just matte brown, and I'm really glad that they put this one in here because the pink and shimmers that they have in there kind of get overwhelming, and it's just nice to have this neutral color in there. Second to last, we have this really pretty sparkly purple, and it's got flecks of brighter purple, flecks of blue. I see a little bit of gold in there, but it's just kind of a dark shade overall, and I just think it's really unique and pretty. And then last but not least, we have this matte black. Not super pigmented, but once you build it up, it looks good. And these are all the swatches next to that row. Alright, so let's get down to business. I think this is a really great palette for the most part. I know it seems like a lot of the shimmers are the same, but once you really get into it and start looking at the differences, you can tell that some of them are more rose toned, some are more pink toned, and then they have some darker shimmers and some that are a little more gray. So first impression, I think this is a good palette if you're starting out. If you want a palette that has a mix of mattes and shimmers, you definitely can create everyday looks with this palette. You can create more than one with the options of shimmers and mattes that they have in here. You can create a bunch of different looks, so that's awesome. I'm glad that they decided to go with matte highlights, these first two, because I feel like a lot of palettes tend to lean towards the shimmery highlights, and sometimes I'm just not all about all that shimmer. Some of the shimmery ones were pretty chalky, and there is definitely some fallout with some of the shimmery ones, especially this like light pink one right here, like I showed you with the swatch. And some of them were just kind of chunky and feel like they would be hard to blend out. A few eyeshadows in this palette are eyeshadows that I don't have in my collection, so it's kind of neat if I'm looking for an eyeshadow like, I don't know, like this dark pink one right here, I can just reach to this palette and use it. Alright guys, so that is it for the review, swatches, and makeup tutorial with the Revealed 2 palette by Coastal Scents. But yeah, it's a great palette if you're starting out with makeup and you kind of want like a mix of shimmers and mattes that you can do like everyday looks with, then I would definitely pick this up. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and hopefully it was helpful to you if you were thinking about whether you want to get this or not. So I would say go for it because it's pretty great for 20 bucks. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.